Hi everyone. So welcome to the day 2 of our Power BI training. So yesterday we explored the basics of Power BI, like what Power BI is, its workflow and the interface. So today we are going to focus on something very important, which is how to connect and load data into Power BI. Because without data, Power BI is just an empty canvas, and once we bring data here, then we can model and visualize it. So let's start with the loading the data. So the first question is how we can load data in Power BI. So in Power BI desktop, the starting point is always the get data option. So in the home label, you can see we have the get data option. When we click on the get data, it will show us the common data sources, which is Excel workbook, the Power BI semantic models, which is already published models in our Power BI server service, data flows, Dataverse, SQL Server, again SSAS, the CSV and text file, web, etc. etc. Again, if we click on this icon, so we can see there are several more data sources which we can easily connect and we can load data. So, so this is where we connect our source, and it could be like anything like Excel file, a database like SQL Server, PostgreSQL database, or even an online service like Google Analytics. So the easy steps are we have to open the Power BI desktop, we have to click the get data, then we have to select the desired method. As of now, let's say I have selected the CSV method. So like that, just I can just select the file, click on the file. Here the option, the transform option will come. So we can transform the data also, or we can directly load the data. So as of now in this file, you can see there are some mismatches. So we have to transform the data first. So we can click the transform data. Here we can remove the top one row, and then we can make the first row as a header. So as of now, we can just load this data. So as you can see here in our data pane, we can see our loaded data. So this is the basic method when we are loading data using any CSV or Excel file, which is a very most common data source for so many projects and all. Now let's try to connect a, a database. Let's go with the SQL Server database. So we'll click on there. We will click the connect. Now we have to provide the server name and the database name. So for my case, just let me find out the server name. So here you can see this is our server name. So we can just copy this server name. We can come to the Power BI. We can just paste it. We can even connect with import and direct query modes, which we will see in our further videos. These are the two connectivity options which Power BI desktop is giving for databases. We can specify the database name, but it is optional. So we can just click OK. And as you can see, these are the databases in my SQL Server on-premises database. These are the different databases. So let's select any one particular, and we can select multiple tables at a time. and we can load the data. So just in just one click, all the tables will be loaded. So these were the two most common data sources which so many companies are using in their day-to-day collection of data. We have some other options as well, like to connect with the web. So again, if I just search for web, so you can see we have a web option. So we can just click on web. Now we have to provide the URL. So just for practice, let's find the URL. So I will go to the uh, let's say population data. I'll just select this link. I'll just paste it here. I'll click on the OK. And I need to connect. So here we can see we got the different tables. So let's say we selected a set table. So here this table is showing the matrix kind of data. So we have birth today, death today, the population growth, like that. We have the tables with the country name and yearly change, the net change, density. We have the region-wise population, yearly change, net change. So we can select multiple tables and we can easily load it in our Power BI. Now in the table view, we can always see the data which we have loaded. So here, the table 5 which we loaded from the website, you can see showing yearly data. In the fact sales and the other tables which we loaded from the database, here you can see the data is present. In the sample data which we loaded using the CSV file, there also we can see the data. So Power BI is giving us the flexibility to load data from so many sources, and we can load data from uh, the organization CRM source as well. So it's very simple to import data in Power BI Desktop. Now we can easily create our reports by using this data. Let's say if I just created a KPI, so we have the total quantity here. We have the total amount here. So like that, we can easily create visuals. We have the region wise total amount. So we can now easily create our visuals. So, so this is how we can load data in Power BI Desktop. And it's very easy to connect with so many data sources, and we can work on the data dashboards. So in our further steps, we will discuss how to transform these tables, because sometimes, as you can see here, this table is loaded as table 5, but we have to provide a specific name to this table so that we can understand what data we are storing in this table. Again, in this bad data, you saw there were so many transformation issues. So we have to transform also those data. So there are some best practices we should always look while we are loading the data in our Power BI desktop. So whenever we are going to load a data and we are going to connect to our data sources, we should always check the preview before loading. We can use the transform data if we want to clean or filter the data before loading, because we never want all the data. We only want a small chunk of data. Don't load unnecessary tables because they will make the report very heavy. And always give meaningful names to your tables once it is loaded. So these are the best practices which we should follow at the time of loading the data in our Power BI desktop. So in our next class, we will start exploring the Power Query editor and where we will learn how to clean and transform data before using it on reports. So thank you everyone.